my lips.
Like you're trying to. But
The Christmas vacation drum roll.
anyways, welcome back. We're here on another wonderful Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which we're considering changing.
Yeah, I think we are going to change
I think we are going to change it. It might be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So,
Yep.
if you guys are listening right now, leave in the comments or send us a note if you think that might be good for you. We're going to probably make the change regardless. But,
yeah, we thought that 9 was convenient to begin with because we were competing with crate hackers.
The people at Crate Hackers
And
told
Nick
us
Spinelli.
we could not compete. No, it wasn't Nick. It was just they told us we could not compete with them.
Whatever. There's some other shows.
So
and-
we were nice because we were new and we moved, and then
All right.
I don't even think they're doing it anymore on Tuesday nights.
I don't know.
But we just kind of stuck with it. But anyways,
Whatever. So we're moving to 6. We'll let you know. We got John Roach on here tonight. John, what's up?
What's
Hey,
up,
thanks
John?
for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Rochester, New York. Encore Entertainment.
Yeah,
Events, whatever.
Events. Okay.
John and Rich combined. We'll have Rich on at a later episode, but they rocked our minds at DJC this year with their Moneyball presentation.
Right. Honestly,
which
like,
was fire.
We were talking about this like in our little 10 minutes right before the podcast. Like every convention has its like 1 to 2 or 3 nuggets in it, and those seminars that really just get your blood boiling and like and you're excited to go home and work. And this was it. This was one of them at DJ Collective, and I was just like, we've got to get these dudes on here to talk all about this shit because it was too exciting,
Well, I appreciate you guys saying that, and I'll tell you what, fan of both of y'all, I feel the same way. I mean, Eric, we've always turned to you. We've learned so much from you about how to make DJ EP work for us, and Rick, man, there's not many toys we own that we didn't look to make sure you thought it was cool before we bought it. So, I appreciate both of you guys, and thanks for saying that. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And like, I won't steal his shine, but like, I don't even know where to begin. Well, let's say, like, how did you get into this mess to begin with?
DJing?
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I ran a DJ company before I knew how to DJ, sort of.
Okay.
So
hey, that's
a little different.
That's every other DJ I know.
Yeah. Really?
No,
See, it's
no,
so
that's a
funny,
little
like,
different.
that's just me being a dick.
On the side hustle, man, like in college, right? So I knew DJs. One of my fraternity brothers was a DJ. I didn't know how to DJ, but I knew how to drink pretty well. And so, like, we were in a fraternity, and we'd go to wherever the place was for that night. Like a Thursday night was always whatever bar, right? And wherever the fraternities went, the sororities went, so they're always like a big night. And I always thought it was bullshit that like we weren't making anything off of like the bar is having this best night ever because we showed up there, and we never benefited from that at all. So I started having the idea of like going to bar owners and saying, hey, what's your shittiest night? Okay, Thursday night. Well, okay, if I get all the fraternities and sororities to go there, I want half the door.
Right.
And that started working. So I started side hustling that to, through college, as I would club promote, and then I realized I was leaving money on the table, not knowing how to DJ. So I had my roommate teaching me how to do it so I could take more of the cut. And then by the end of school, which, by the way, I went to college for 9 years. I am not a fucking doctor.
Okay.
But by the end of that, I had like, 3 or 4 nights a week just going by and picking up cash because we had, the door wired and stuff like that. So I was doing that, and that kind of led me into the world. And, after college, I got a big boy job doing human resources and corporate America stuff, and then got engaged and met Rich, who was DJing, and that was in 2005. And so I've been professional. I quit my job. I remember I was working corporate America in human resource. I had 5 fucking bosses, like it was Office Space, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was writing TPS reports, and but I had met Rich because he was going to DJ at my wedding, and he said, "Hey, do you ever want to do this again?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." And then I can't shut up. If you guys have seen me at a conference, like me and Rich do these presentations together, and like I got to stop myself because I can't shut the hell up.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, you're really talkative.
You're
person,
passionate
for
about
sure.
it, man. You
Yeah.
go off on it. I love it.
And so I wouldn't shut up about like marketing ideas and all these things that he should be doing. And then he's like, "We should quit your job and come run my DJ company." And I was like, I can't quit my job. Like I'm just about to get married. I want to have kids and stuff. And then, so yeah, I wrote him a business plan. I said, "Hey, this is what I would do if I ran your company. And here's like a 5 and 10 year prospectus on what I would do." And he's like, "All right, I'll go get a loan." And he did. And that was in 2005. So
Wow.
yeah, this has been a full-time job since then.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's actually not really a similar story to anyone's I've
Many
heard thus
DJs,
far.
yeah.
Yeah, typically it's the same kind of story, and yes, it usually starts in college, but
Yeah.
that was unique.
What was unique is he was good at drinking.
I was sick of paying somebody else and not like.
I will say,
Nah, you're like you had a marketing career almost on the back burner. I know you went human resources and stuff, but like that's kind of been your niche, and from what you present and everything, it's all about the different aspects of marketing, which is so cool because if DJs had more marketing knowledge in general, oh my God, we'd be a way more competitive industry, that's for sure.
yeah, I mean, shit. I feel like I just lean on marketing, and the rest is like, it'll figure it out.
Well, that's what the sad part is. That's what most businesses do. Is marketing is a very, very essential thing for their company, and so many DJ companies think that investing in gear is marketing,
Yeah.
and it's not.
No, I get it. And the thing is, our field, we have a lot of creatives, right? I mean, that are good with it. If you're good at DJing, that lends itself to a certain, acumen, right? And I think it's that other half that gets lost, right? I mean, in our experience, the most creative people aren't always the best business people. I think that's why, event industry businesses tend to have a short lifespan. But I was blessed that, look, Rich and I are both creatives. I think we're both good DJs, but I kind of had this marketing thing. And Rich, when you guys talk to him, the guy's just the most business savvy guy, right? Like, quote Jay-Z, far from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it. That's Rich Cranston, right? Like he just, he's just super smart about, money, which, is great, and just has that real business acumen. And so my strength has always kind of been, marketing and stuff like that. So it's a good partnership for us.
So, John, what's your current role at the company right now?
Yeah, so it's it's the number 2, right? Which I'm stoked to be that. I think I take a lot of pride in being the number 2. And I get shit a lot from other local guys I know. They're like, "Why wouldn't you want to own your own company, or why haven't you spun that off to your own thing yet?" And fuck that. I'm allowed to curse on this show, right? We can do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I watched some of your episodes.
you're all good.
Yeah, you're good.
Why would I want to do that? I mean, it's a great partnership. But so, I'm the number 2. The general manager is the official title. So it's kind of, I'm running. Rich runs the business kind of acumen, taxes, and keeps the bank account flush. And then it's me. I'm kind of managing the staff and develop the staff, and do the marketing. And but there's a lot of overlap too. But I'm proud to be.
Absolutely.
Just the number 2.
Right.
There's a small group of us that are proud of that. Randy and JSG and I are pretty proud about.
Well, in reality, the number 2 and the number 1, that's the same. It's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I sleep better.
Yeah.
Rich has to worry about paying taxes. I get to sleep better.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, Randy, because I have to talk to Randy a lot. He does. I mean, he runs. He's you know what I mean. If I need to deal with Joe Bunn, I got to call Randy. Joe Bunn doesn't know anything about Joe Bunn.
I don't even know if you. I don't even
know
know if you can call Randy a number 2. He's like a number 1.5.
That's what I'm saying. He's Joe Bunn. He actually is just Joe Bunn.
That's what I love Randy for that same reason. And it's funny is we met Joe a million years ago. He was definitely some inspiration for us. But those early versions of those Joe Bunn videos, I was like, who's the dude? Like, who's that other guy that's doing all this?
Right.
He kind of became like my inspiration. Like, I want to be a number 2 like that. So.
Yeah. So people in the chat are asking like how how many DJs, how many events you guys average in a year, stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's around 600 total events. We're a 16 unit multi-op, yeah, it's probably 80% weddings. I mean, that's what we do, yeah, we're all out of one city, and they're all I think we're pretty unique. I mean, all 16 DJs are actually W-2 employees of the company, so we don't do 1099s or subcontractors. They're all tied to us, and they don't DJ anyplace else. I mean, some of our DJs have some club residency stuff that doesn't interfere with our business, but otherwise they're W-2 employees and 16 unit multi-op.
And so the gist of the seminar that I was so jaw dropping, basically, like I said, to put it quick, it was like you guys took the idea of spending marketing dollars and turned it towards networking instead of putting it towards basically leads.
Marketing to
I mean,
customers,
what I would call a lead, or what you would think of as a lead. And where did that all where did that begin? Because it's developed. What I just said, oh my God, that's a layer cake of a conversation. They're light years above what I just said.
Yeah, for us, we've always called it relationship marketing, right? I mean, we think that's the most important thing. Look, I'm not saying we don't pay for different marketing things, or
right?
Yeah.
Else, but the core of our philosophy has always been about relationship building, because we figured that out pretty quick. That look, if you consider your best client ever, right? Someone who is your ride or die, it was the best wedding you ever did. They're going to tell every family member and friend about you forever. Like, how many leads is that really, right? I mean, if you really think about it, if you got
10,
12,
max.
15 leads, I mean, that's a ton, right? I mean, people only have so many friends that are still getting married, hopefully they're only getting married once or whatever, but like 12 to 15 leads. But from a venue that we built a relationship with, I may get 30 or 40 a month, so we figured that out pretty quick, that's a better deal and it lasts longer. So you asked me what my job is. I mean, I have a lot of roles, but literally the number one thing is I'm the relationship builder. I mean, I have a whiteboard in my office that literally has every important venue, who the manager is, like what they're into, what they like, are they happy with their job? It's funny, like,
Are they happy with their job?
I have venue managers and venue owners who will call me and say, hey, who's not happy in their role? Because I'm looking for a new manager who's not happy, right? And I'll be like, well, it'd be cool if this person was over here. We become like the hiring agency for venue managers. But yeah, I mean, we figured that out, that we get way more traction from those relationships than we ever did from just organic leads. So we've always focused on that relationship building. It's the most important thing I do. I spend a lot of time at it, and we always tell new DJs that come to us like, hey, what advice would you give us when you're starting out? And I always say, look, don't spend any money on marketing. You should get in your freaking car, right? Go buy a stack of gift cards or whatever, coffee or whatever, and just go ask venue managers for 10 minutes of their time in the off season, and just go in their office. And I'll tell you, they want to tell you what they hate about DJs. They love telling you. I mean, vendors love spilling the guts about what they freaking hate about DJs, right? Go listen to them and tell them, hey, look, I'd love to be on your referral list. Tell me what it is about DJs that you want in your building or that you want as a partner, and they'll tell you. And those actions we've taken that way have always been paid way more dividends than, I don't know, you name it, right? Freaking Facebook ads or non-wedding wire, stuff like that.
Shout out to Rich in the chat.
Is Rich here?
Yeah, he's in the chat. No pressure.
My boss is here, so I better stop saying the F word. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. He probably tell you to say it more.
All right, our DJs are starting to pour in too. Shout out to Jordan.
That's dope.
What's up?
So, obviously that's developed, and I remember you guys going over like specific strategies type stuff, and you just talked about one of them, something the only thing I really remembered was like bringing up lights to early for the wedding show.
I
And it's
l-
because I got your fucking question wrong, and I was like, "Fuck."
I literally just brought this up to our team. We had Legacy's wedding show this weekend. And I went through the Moneyball notes I had, and the one thing I popped up, and I like brought it to the team on Monday before the wedding show we went to. I said, all right, these guys take a cart with like pen, gaff tape, paper, business cards, up lights, and just walk around to every single thing. And Hannah literally just had the best networking. But conveniently, it was surprising. The other vendors there and the other DJs that were there, like almost everybody already had up lights, but they all bought from us on our both lighting division, which was what was hilarious to us. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah, coming
But-
at them from two different sides.
but it really worked as an icebreaker to walk around and talk to people. Hannah had a blast talking to all the different vendors at that wedding show, and that's the first time I've ever seen her actually like super engaged talking to them. And it was just giving her that one little tidbit of thing to start that conversation.
Right.
We actually have a whole seminar we give about expos. Actually, that's what we just did in Pittsburgh. We were at the summit in Pittsburgh, and then we have a spin-off seminar. Moneyball, the one you guys saw at DJC, is kind of like the general one, like it's like the flagship one, right? Kind of all the rest of our stuff kind of comes off of. But we just gave a seminar. We gave the seminar to MEX too, but it's called Expo, and we talk about like how to freaking kill a wedding expo and how you can stop giving a shit about how many couples you talk to, or even how many couples the promoter brings in. You start shifting your focus to caring less about, like how many couples am I going to talk to at an expo, and focus more on, okay, this is a captive networking experience, right? Where like the doors are locked on for 4 hours with you and however many vendors you're stuck with. And when you start understanding that those people are so much more important to your business, frankly, I mean, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way.
It's
to
just,
our
I mean,
client,
it's
but
basic math, though. I mean, it's a fact. Yeah.
yeah, we call that seminar that you guys saw Moneyball because it does come down to some analytics about, I'm a huge football fan, right? So do you go for it on fourth down? And, oftentimes it's yes, but it's the same thing of like, hey, are your vendor partners or your venue manager, are they more important than clients? When you say that out loud, it sounds gross, right? It sounds like, dude, you're telling me that photographer or that venue manager is more important than your client. That sounds gross to say it like that, but it's 100% to the analytics true that those venue managers and those people that are your partners represent way more long-term business than that client, ever is going to.
Right. Right. And it doesn't mean you treat your clients worse.
No, of
That's
course not, right.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and like I said, I was just so like shocked. I just never heard that, and the seminar you were just talking about, I mean, damn, if that's like even on a recording somewhere, I'm going to message you one day and be like, yo, can I actually watch that? Because I feel like an idiot trying to fucking turn and tell Lindsay or someone, like someone that works with me what you're saying, because I have like the memory of someone who just doesn't have a memory. So I'm.
It's also
I mean, Rich is on right now. Let's get Rich on the camera. We can just do it for you guys right now.
that would be insane.
My wife and kids are, by the way, also in the chat.
Of course they are.
Shout out everybody.
Are they just like in the other room, just watching?
They're upstairs. They're obviously they said, hey, go get them. But I thought they were all going to bed. Apparently, they're all in the chat. So.
When it's live on YouTube, we find that the family joins in a lot more often.
My 15-year-old is now in the chat. I gotta definitely not say the F word anymore.
Oh God.
But yeah, I mean, we just did an expo in Pittsburgh. There's probably some video of that, but everything we do is again, it focuses on that relationship marketing, and we do one about how to get presentations that way. And at MEX this year, we're doing a seminar about marketing the talent of your DJs, right? So answering that age-old question, like, does mixing matter at weddings and stuff, and does the talent of the DJ matter? And that's our seminars about how to really market your DJs.
Also, damn, like I guess you talking to those venue managers, that question right there probably was answered, because I can say what I think, but it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's funny is we use like our vendor partners as a lens a lot, and Rich was really great about doing this. About before we make big decisions, you always run it through a lens of the people who matter the most to our business, which is our vendor partners, right? So we have some crazy idea about something, we'll get 5 people on the phone and run that through a focus group of venue managers of like, hey, does this matter to you? Do you think this looks cool? That stuff, because they'll tell you. I mean, and they won't. We I think as DJs, we often get in these echo chambers, right? Where like, what's cool to us, and we get in DJ focus groups, and it's just you hear the same things because you're just bouncing ideas off other DJs. So for us, it's always been about, okay, what's the lens that we can get a real perspective of the people who are referring us. We found out that it does matter. Like the talent of the DJ does freaking matter, right? Their ability to mix and be talented and putting the talent at the forefront 100% matters to the venues. I mean, of course, the things they care about the most are don't be an asshole and show up on time and do things our way and stuff like that. But we found that definitely that the talent of the DJ is most important. So we started pushing that, like the forefront. I mean, besides all this Moneyball stuff that we're talking about tonight, I mean, if you put me in an elevator, and we always said, hey, you should have an elevator pitch. If you don't have an elevator pitch, you should have one.
Yeah.
If you get stuck on an elevator with somebody, you got to tell them in 2 minutes like what your business is about. So our elevator pitch is always like, hey, this is Moneyball stuff. Relationships is super important to us, and we make the focus for our marketing. But the other most important thing to us is making sure people know that our freaking DJs are talented, the most talented. And so that's always been the second thing for us. And it turns out that the people who impact your business the most, they give a shit about that. They care that your DJs are super talented.
How do you go about making sure that people know that? What are the steps, or what? Not the steps, but like, what are all the things that you do?
Yeah, well, you show them off, right? So for us, what drives sales for us is instead of we drive leads, to what we do twice a month, which is a virtual open house, right? So twice a month we put on a broadcast we do it on Zoom, and we try to make it feel like it's got a pre-show and cool previews and videos and stuff. But the crux of it is that it's Rich and I moderating it, and it's videos of our DJs, right? So it's like it's like the client's personal American Idol. It started off kind of small, but now twice a month we get sometimes 20, 25 couples at a time in these virtual open houses, and we can show off, usually in 2 hours, we can get through 8 or 9 of our DJs, and we show off the talent, and they pick, right? So for us, our business model of how does a DJ get assigned to an event, instead of the DJs doing the presentation, or we do these events where these open houses where they come in, the client, it's a closing tool, right? Because we tell them our DJs are talented. They come into this virtual open house, they see 8 or 9 of our DJs play, and they see they're talented, and then they choose that way too. So it's the apparatus by which the DJ is assigned to the event is the clients are choosing from this open house. But for us, it's what closes it. So a consultation for sure, but we drive them to this open house, and that is, the close ratio off the open house is insane. But we want to show off the talent of our DJ also. I think we talked about this at Moneyball, is that we do at least once a year, sometimes more than that, depending on how busy we are. We throw this huge marketing event that we call VIP, which is basically we throw this gigantic party, and we invite all of our prospective clients so they see the thing. We invite all of our past clients to become our best salespeople. We invite every venue manager we can to keep proving to them why we're dope. It's industry tastemakers and stuff to this event. Usually, we get 500 or 600 registrations to this thing, and it checks off a lot of boxes for us. We show off our talent to prospective clients. We're getting past clients to come and party and drink with us who are telling our prospective clients how dope it is. We get venue managers in there who see this thing happen, and not only do they like, okay, those guys are the best, but two, then they want this event in their building. And so it's been this great circle of good shit for us, right?
Yeah,
Like, and then
yeah.
the DJs, it's like for them, it's almost kind of competitive. So they're always trying to up their game for these open houses and
Right.
VIP to try to
Yep.
be better.
Drop the new
So
set type
yeah,
stuff.
so they're always working to like do something new and sick and dope at these open houses in our VIP.
Hmm.
And what we've actually found lately is the byproduct of all that, besides great marketing, great sales, is we've been attracting like high level DJs. So our roster is helped built by DJs in our market. We have DJs that leave their solo ops, they just leave it behind or leave other multi ops to come work for us because they appreciate the fact that we give a shit about the talent of the DJ, right?
Mm.
So if you get somebody super talented who's working at one of these businesses, who are one of the people in these chat rooms that say, hey, mixing at a wedding doesn't matter. Well, who wants to work for that? If you're a talented DJ, who wants to work for that person? I
Right.
mean, nobody.
Yeah.
Like, they want to work for the place that's pushing the talent onto a big stage in front of 600 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're all over the place. I apologize.
No,
I'm
no,
No, I'm fascinated
I'm
by
literally
it.
just sitting here silently.
I'm fascinated.
for a reason. You know,
So
like
these virtual open houses, are the DJs live performing or is like pre-recorded videos?
We've tried it both ways, and we find on Zoom that the bandwidth sometimes just doesn't support that being
I would
as
imagine
reliable as we want.
I was about to say, imagine twice a month is like hard to get DJs days twice a month to be there live.
Well, they're pretty good. I mean, usually pretty quarterly, we'll get new content, obviously, from our full-time. I mean, our staff is about a mix of about half full-time people and half part-time people. But so we get content pretty regularly. But we try, just from a technology standpoint, we tried doing it all the way live, or literally cut camera over to DJ at the booth. And it's just not really as reliable from a technology standpoint as we want. So we pre-record the sets. I mean, it's recorded live, meaning like no camera tricks. It's not edited. Like
Yeah.
cameras like above the DJ's hands. So
right.
it's above reproach that this was done seamlessly and live and not edited. But the sets are pre-recorded. However, the show is live. So
Yeah.
we'll get myself and Rich and usually 3 or 4 others that are live and chatting, and then we cut to the set, which is pre-recorded but was recorded live.
Yeah.
Is it like how long? I'm just wondering how long these virtual open houses go for. Is it like 10 minutes per DJ? Like,
Yeah, 8 or 9 minutes, and then like it's funny. I use the analogy. It's a lot like American Idol, because we show like this kind of produced like 2-minute video, like a home, like on American Idol, like the hometown video. They're strolling through their hometown and talking about their sad story or whatever.
oh yeah, the background.
This is like, yeah, so it's backgroundy, and you hear
That's
the DJ
funny.
talk, and so you can hear them, kind of their personality a little bit, and then it jumps to an 8 or 9 minute set of them performing. So yeah, so
Please tell me you guys like put on a little show like next on DJ Idol. Here, let's hear the story behind DJ
Yeah,
Oscar.
I mean, like, we chatted up. I mean, Rich is way more entertaining than me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if it's banter, I mean, it's back and forth. Obviously, there's some commercial stuff in the middle. We talk about some of our services, and we try to get interactive. I mean, we get sometimes up to 20 couples in there, so we let them kind of guide the content sometimes, or they're throwing out questions, and we're doing that live in between the DJs. But yeah, it's like 2 hours, like 7 to 9, twice a month.
Dang, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Hey, join us. We have one Thursday.
On
Zoom.
Thursday?
What time?
Say what's up.
Yeah.
7 to 9.
7 to 9, Thursday.
Right from our website, rochesterdj.com. Little tab says open house.
I'm making Hannah attend this.
House. RochesterDJ.com. Hold on, everyone listening. I have to type it in my phone.
Are you gonna
If
type
you're
it?
not
Why don't
typing,
you just type it
if
in the
you're
chat?
not typing
Yeah,
this into your
we gotta-
phone right now, then fuck you. You're fucking up. Open
Rich,
house
are you still
restaurant?
on? We got to be good now. We're going to have DJ royalty in our open house.
Yeah, so you better.
We'll come
not-
in with phony names. We'll name ourselves like couples and just be blank.
Yeah, I'll be
like-
Rick Webb.
No, I was like
They will
Ashley
have
and
it.
John, or
Yeah.
John and John Doe.
Right.
Sometimes we actually will bring on like guest people. Like we'll bring on like wedding planners and stuff to chat to. So there's content besides.
Oh, that's
Just
good.
even getting that rolling is just like that's so crazy smart. And you
I-
said you drop like money in the Knot wedding wires, shit like that too, or maybe Google ads. Probably not
Yeah,
that.
we do social ads and stuff. I mean,
That's hilarious. I type
I
in
don't
that.
get
Is
anybody.
that your ad?
Huh.
Did your ad pop up when we were talking?
Yeah,
Or
Yeah, Upstate
we
DJ
just,
company.
your
nice.
phone heard me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't do not in wedding wire as much as we used to. We're actually still evaluating like, like an A/B demo on that of like, is that working or not working? We're evaluating, but yeah, we boost stuff. But
Yeah, I mean, I think your price point is like higher probably than wedding wire. You know what I mean?
definitely higher than wedding wire thinks we are.
Oh my God. Well,
See
that
thing?
shit, I don't even know. Honestly, it's so
You already
trippy
do.
too because I asked my rep. I used to bug the shit out of my rep, and I was like, "Why do you guys say shit like that?" I was like, "It's bull. It's it's not true." And she's like, "Oh, we do it for SEO stuff." That's like what it's her. Some people said, and I was like, "That doesn't. I." That's not helping your SEO. That's not an answer. I don't really get it. All it does is fuck me over. Like I was like, why do you have that on there?
What's funny is like we're actually, I mean, for Wedding Wire and the Knot, I mean, we're not their customer. We're their product, right?
Right.
I mean, we're the product that they're selling to advertisers and stuff. You would think that like keep the product happy. You know what I mean? It's like why Facebook.
They've really been slipping, but it's such a monopoly on that that tier of the business. And that's my tier, honestly. I mean, I give them as much money as they'll take from me,
Yeah, you do.
I do. But whatever, it works. So
You know what's funny? I mentioned like the last few times I've been on with my rep, I've like, we don't have the same reps, but I've mentioned and your name, and they like pull up your account on the back end, and they're like, "Holy crap!"
We're one of the top people in the country,
Like,
spending with them.
Oh yeah,
So I'm name dropping you when I want free shit from Wedding Wire.
Probably.
they didn't give me any free shit. But
I've messaged them being like, how are these people speaking on y'all's behalf? I was like, I'm like one of those people. I want to speak on your behalf. I give you guys
I like the wedding
much
pro
money.
stuff.
Like, you put me on. What the hell? I whatever. I don't.
I'm gonna sign all emails to Wedding Wire and Wedding Pro now as friend of Erik.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Friend of Erik. The
Friend
money
of
spender. No, but
I love this virtual open house concept. Was that something that got created during COVID, like post COVID, or was it something you were doing before that?
So we did a version of it live. I mean, so we did the VIP event was first, right? So
Yeah.
we started doing these big parties, and we're like, oh, and this is one of those times as a collective we, like when the Yankees are playing, I say we won. Rich had this great idea of taking VIP and let's make it smaller and like more regular, because it was so good for our business. We're like, what if we did a scaled back version of that in our office? And so we did that, these open houses in our office, and we'd be stoked back in the day. I mean, to get someone to come to your office, we got 4 or 5 couples, and we're like, that's the bomb, right? That's so good. And we'd have 6 or 7 of our DJs play and hang out and have wine and cheese or whatever. So yeah, I mean, Ricky, you nailed it. It's like in COVID, we're like, okay, we can't do that anymore. We have a dude named Mickey. I don't know, maybe he's in the chat. I'm gonna give him props if he's in the chat. But Mickey is like just like the smartest tech dude that exists. Actually, I think he is in the chat. I'm looking at it, but everyone needs a Mickey. If you don't have a Mickey,
Mickey's in there.
Mickey. Yeah, you need a Mickey. And Mickey and I came up with the idea of like, okay, what if this was, a virtual version of this, right? Not only was it just as good, it ended up being 1,000 times better, because people will sign in. No one's going to drive to your office, especially like where we live in Rochester. I mean, no one
25%. If we're going from 5 to 20, then hell yeah.
Yeah, we put the thing online, and we start getting 20, 25 couples to show up for it. And we can communicate better. We can get through. I mean, more DJs. So bring it to a virtual platform was exploded it, right? It blew it up. And so all things out of necessity, right? Mother of invention is necessity. That's what happened in COVID. I mean, a lot of things got great for us. And we started realizing, we were always, would stand on a soapbox that an in-person consultation was the only way to do it.
Yeah.
I would be hard pressed to be convinced that there was a better way to get close ratio than getting somebody into your office and shaking their hand and that, right? And then we found out that's bullshit.
Yeah.
People's lives are busy. I can get through, 3 times as many consultations in a day as
Uh-huh.
Zoom. Like our the conversion rate of people who actually show up is exponentially higher if you do it on Zoom. So for us, I mean, pandemic was awesome. I hate saying that out loud because another thing that sounds gross when you say it out loud. The pandemic was fucking awesome for us.
Yeah.
We learned a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I think
and these virtual open houses, doing consultations on Zoom for us was an explosion of good stuff that came from really crappy year.
I love hearing the stories from 2020 of people that leaned on an unexpected strength and just fucking beat the fuck out of the down. Like everyone was down and you just punched the shit out of it. Because I
instead of backing down, you went tenfold in one area.
You pressed the gas instead, as Joe Bunn would say.
No, any DJ company that pressed the gas during 2020 is reaping the hella rewards right now.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure you guys the same thing, right? I mean,
exactly.
We found you guys is watching videos when we couldn't do anything else. You kind of struggle to find things DJ related to stay engaged in what you're doing and stay passionate about it. And we found Rick's videos, and we're always. He kept us engaged. We did I'd love to do it again. We just kind of ran out of time. We did a little podcast too to get us through COVID.
It was a time passer
to
begin with.
We did an over the top one during the time frame. I don't know if you could go watch the original podcast episodes. It's like 5 episodes. It's like a 3-camera setup, pre-recorded, fully edited, audio tuned, audio edited on the back end.
That same thing you guys were modeled for us, man. It was like the Man Show. It was awesome.
It was way.
God, I missed that show.
Oh my god, it was so bad. I
wish that could be the whole business sometimes, right? I mean, it's fun connecting with people and talking about the business, but I mean, at some point you got to go do the business. Can't all happen.
I'm still waiting for someone to just like come at the wedding business at like that restaurant Dick's. You know how the waiter's like a dickhead to you, whatever, and that's like their thing, and they're like, yeah, we do everyone's wedding and it's super awesome and successful.
We're just assholes.
They just want us to ruin their shit, and it's like, wow, you really found a fantastic loophole. I bet you guys never get bad reviews, and I would be. I kind of want to hear if you ever have, or like maybe behind the scenes, or just like a story.
Everybody does.
Well, it's just because you're like cultivating the relationship between the DJ and the client so much. I mean, the client literally handpicked that motherfucker from a lineup. Like, how are you going to complain?
We still get bad reviews. They handpick ours. They still get bad reviews.
I just can't relate. I don't know.
It happens.
I mean, you run into crazy people, and there's no dodging crazy people. I mean, as much as you try to weed that stuff out, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, actually, I think that if you don't have, I mean, at the bottom of your wedding wire, you're not. If you don't have a couple bad ones, people think that shit's fake.
Right? You don't have any hair on your chest. Yeah, you're too new.
Like if you go look at the funniest part, at least for us, our 2 like 1-2-star reviews. Any sensible person reading them is like, why did you rank it? Because it's like the person saying, this DJ is decided to not play my playlist and read the crowd, and I'm mad about this. But the dance floor was packed the whole night, and everyone was complimenting them. So I guess it's okay. Like, I would recommend having a more stern conversation with the DJ about the music you want beforehand. It's like,
yeah, but you're satisfied.
It's like
it's like a 4-star review too. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with
no,
you?
that's a 2-star on our company right now.
I'm just saying, like, yeah.
It's like, okay, so the DJ didn't play the music you wanted on your playlist, but then you say that the dance floor was packed all night and everyone complimented. What?
We just had that. So Jordan, who's in the chat, I think she's still there. She is so insanely dope. I mean, she is, first of all, just unlimitedly talented as a DJ, and plus all the freaking vibe and swag. Like, if you could create in a lab like this modern DJ who is just so relatable and so dope, and she is all of that, right? And shameless plug, she's playing at a takeover in Vegas, so if she's still in the room, there's your shameless plug.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
Yeah, nice. She's great. She's incredible, and she's every venue's favorite. I mean, right? Because she's just so relatable and dope and all that. So we do some embedded services. Like, so there's a venue group that we work with that we're really close with. Actually, 2 of our offices, we share space and they're in the building where their venues are. and they're incredible. But we do some embedded services, meaning like they sell our services through their packages.
Got it.
And so we had one of those for this holiday party at this awesome venue. And of course, Jordan annihilated it, and their managers are texting me like, "Oh my God, Jordan's absolutely burning this place down tonight. It's incredible." And then the venue actually got a review on Google from someone who just happened to be at that, and they're like, "It was great, and the dance floor was crazy packed, but I didn't get it because the DJ changed songs so fast. Hard to find a good DJ." I'm sure it was some 90-year-old person.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
We've
Every
got
time.
that exact same shit. It's really tough to not edit your whole. Well, it used to be tough. It was tough to not edit your whole game plan based on what this one dickhead said. You know, we used to have a cat like above on our DJ event planner little form. It's like must play playlist, blah blah. You know that shit. There's like a thing at the top. It says like our DJs mix these songs together. They're not played front to back 100% unless specifically requested. Like just in case you're a fucking bitch.
how we've dodged that now is like they heard us, right? Like you, like
That's what I'm saying.
heard me.
That's what I was
you know how I'm
saying.
gonna play. You know how it's gonna go. So we've actually cultivated the dopest group of clients ever because we're weeding those people out. Because when they watch our open houses and they see us mix the way we do, and they pick us for that, I mean, we dodge all of that.
Yeah.
Just because like you've seen it. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
watched us do it before you gave us money.
Right.
I love this. I love this whole concept. It's funny you mentioned about how like, you know, pivoting from like in-person consultations to that. Currently I'm battling because we just finally got an office space where Hannah, my admin, like when we first got it, she's like, "Oh my God, I need to like get people to come here now. I can have like in-person." I'm like, "You won't have any." I'm like, "It's not going to happen."
Yeah.
She's like, "But
people
like,"
put that to the wayside
like-
at this
like-
point. Thank God though too.
she put it on like her, we do a lion sheet every single week, you know, last week, that's her. And like on her issue sheet for like 3 weeks in a row was that I haven't gave her a budget for the furniture for her meeting space inside the office. And I was like, no one's coming to the office. Like,
Hey, she can still have a dope space to like collect checks. I mean,
yeah.
but, yeah, hey, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're going to get one for like every 40, and it's going to take like 7 times as much energy to do that one in person as it will to do 7 fucking virtual ones.
Give her money to create the dopest like virtual backdrop ever.
Oh, she already has one. Trust me. It's got a custom neon sign on the backdrop. She's got LED strips. She's got all the awards glowing and
It is-
lights, camera. Like it's a whole production.
It
Trust
is
me.
very fancy. I walked in and she's like, there were other people there, but like all the lights were off. It was weird. And I like looked in her
They-
office and it was like decked the fuck out.
Oh,
I was like, what are you
it's-
even doing in here? Like,
My employee. I mean, it's just our generation, I guess. But like, literally, all of them have like decked the fuck out of their office when it comes to like lighting and LED strips and stuff like that. My holiday lighting sales rep in person, she just did. I don't know if you ever seen the reel, but like the LED strip on the ceiling with the clouds and stuff. She just did that in her office. Like, got it like 80% of the way done today, and it looks fucking sick when you walk in there. You're like, holy shit, this is so cool.
You can tell generations of DJs, right? Because like my background is like band posters and there's albums hanging. I mean, we know who those people are. Wood desks and albums hanging, and not neon signs. Bourbon bottles on the other way.
right. I do love my desk and computer setup. They're cut no expense there. Same for you.
Yeah, same. I
just-
mean, yours
I
is double
spend-
mine, but
I spend my entire life right there in that seat. You
Eric was
know?
actually my convincer to spending more money on mine. I like walked in, he's like, "Dude, you spend your whole time there. Why don't you upgrade from the cheap 22-inch to a nice?" And I was like, "Good point."
Yep.
Well, Eric inspires me because that dude runs 3 DJ companies from his freaking DJ EP. If we talk about what blows your mind, I want to lock you in a room and just like shape you of like what else can I do?
I'll fly up to Rochester sometime and I will just work on your computers to help you with whatever you need. And then you guys can just show me how you're doing all of your networking, streaming, and all that shit. And it will be such a great trade.
I'm in. April
I
6th is our VIP. Come party with us. It's gonna be a big one this year because it's in a new venue that we're excited about. And April 6th, come party. Come to Rochester.
You got me looking at the calendar. When's Midwest?
Midwest is late April.
Yeah, it's not the same weekend. I know
It's the last weekend of April for Midwest.
April
'cause I'm going
6th,
to
that's a
Jersey.
Saturday.
Zarin, right out of Green Bay.
Say what?
You know Zarin
Yeah.
out of Green Bay. Yeah, he's coming for the VIP.
You said
Gotcha.
April 6th?
Saturday, April 6th. Yeah.
That's like, I'm like looking at the calendar right now. That's like the first extremely complicated event weekend we have coming up
damn.
this.
April's the takeoff here, at least.
Yeah.
We got two, like, what would they be considered? 5-figure corporate events that day and like 5 weddings. It's like stressful right now thinking about all the shit that's got to happen between now and then.
Let's not think about that. Have another drink.
Yeah.
Right.
Good call.
Right.
Good
Yeah.
call.
All kinds of time to think about that.
So you DJ in the company yourself.
Yeah.
Does Rich? Rich also does.
How's
Yeah,
that
he's
work?
sick. I tell you what, Cranston is fairly
Sick,
well
nasty
regarded
DJs.
Do you guys?
Yeah.
We're elbow spinning, turning them back.
All right, I got.
yeah.
I got-
Speaking of elbows, you can't fit. We just built this new DJ booth for
I saw
for this new venue.
the white circle one.
Yeah.
And
he can't fit into it. Like us mortals can all DJ in it.
It's because he's ripped. He's fucking huge.
He's like Captain America.
The, the shoulders are back.
Like, what are you talking about? It works great. It's that perfect height. Like, I'm 5 foot nothing. Rich is, Captain America. He's like,
I mean, he's built like a cop. Yeah.
That was my Rich impression, by the way. It was, hey man, I can't fit in this booth.
Right. The deep voice. That just means you're big.
So, pricing brochure question. Do all of your DJs have same price, different prices? And then also kind of you and Rich, do you charge differently because you guys are actually running the company?
We charge different for Rich because rightfully, he's got so many irons in the fire that he just doesn't do that many. So his pricing is a little different. The rest of us are the same. But I mean, when I say the same, no two weddings for us are the same rate. I mean, we don't publish any pricing because
it fluctuates.
I hate. I mean, you say this and it sounds like just what every DJ says, and we don't do packages, and
Whatever works. Whatever fucking works.
It is for us. I mean, for us, we really do have. I mean, there's so much goes into price. People ask me like, "What do you charge?" And for me, it's we try to legitimately do it by math and profit margin, right? Like, how much does this thing cost us? And for us, is with a multi-app the size we are, and there's all these transportation costs. I mean, we also we have setup crews for our DJs, so our headliners don't set up and tear down. They show up, laptop in, play, laptop out. We also all of our accessory stuff is technical crew goes and sets that stuff up, and all of our DJs have assistants. So for us, there's actual like legit cost considerations, A/B costs that go into like what we're charging based on transportation. And
keep in mind, they're all in Rochester. They do all of these events, 600 weddings, or maybe not weddings, but fucking big events.
I'm just
the
curious.
same city.
I'm just curious because this is the second company now we've heard on this podcast that does that concept where the DJ either has the option or for the most part just shows up with the laptop and starts playing.
I'm fairly certain you mentioned that during the Moneyball because I knew that already somehow.
I think you did. I think you did,
at the
but
same
like
time,
it was.
I feel like you even said it was potentially saves money versus if
it's cheaper.
The layout of the
It's cheaper for us in the long run than paying. I mean, the headliner rate. I mean, we pay our headliners pretty well, and so if I can streamline that right to just the part that takes their talent, and then we take the part that doesn't take their talent, which is transportation and setup, and make that cheaper labor. I mean, not that these people aren't good. I think we pay a pretty fair rate for our tech people. But yeah, for us, it's actually in the long run probably saving money. But the real reason to do it is DJ retention and DJ recruitment.
That makes you feel like a superstar. I bet maybe not a superstar, but
so do you guys have like a full fleet of like vans and stuff for all these events?
We have to. I mean, luckily for us, like you said, we tried to last year especially, really focus on geography when we're talking about pricing of like places that we don't really want to go or cost us a lot of money. We really avoid price. So if we do get it, okay, great. We're making a crazy premium rate on it, but we really, try to focus our business on the places. I mean, luckily, if you draw a 10-mile circle around our office, there's a ton of venues, right? So we're really focused on one, relationship building in those venues. We call them battleground states, right? Like the places we have to win. We have to be winning at this handful of venues that are close to our office so we can keep transportation costs down to make this happen. And then the places that are more challenging from a transportation standpoint, we make a really high rate. So if we do get it, dope. I mean, it's going to fund itself because we charge a way higher rate. But if we don't, then great. I mean, it's, more business that we're likely going to get closer to home.
Yeah. Lindsay, if someone's basically a bitch on the phone, I always tell her, like, you charge them like, $700 for travel. Some sort of like, what the fuck?
So if you get it, you're not. All right.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, it's $700 extra. So.
I told Hannah to just delete them.
Oh yeah, that's the idea.
Just literally delete them from the system.
To flush
They're gone.
them down the toilet. But it's
no
like,
follow-ups.
This is my price for dealing with your bitchness. It's that cost. And hey, if you'll pay that checked my box. So I can't really.
Does your mail algorithm, that insane web, no pun intended, that insane web of shit that I see on screens when you get presentations, does that have a bitch factor in it? Like you can we don't like this person that changes the algorithm of how kind of mail they get.
I wish, dude. So one time
it wouldn't be hard to implement. Just implement a tag with a whole different campaign.
I mean, you could just.
We don't give a shit campaign.
You could build a tag system 1 to 10 and just.
Literally, you could just call it the bit. You just call it the bitch tag, and it just sends all these different emails about how much more expensive you are and everything.
Right. Yeah. It just takes them down a different sequence. No. So
okay. If we're talking about what blew my mind, just while I'm thinking about it, what blew my mind at DJC is who that you're sending out review requests to, like 100 goddamn.
That's newer. If you didn't mention,
it is newer, and it's also risky because the more you ask, the more fuck yous you get. I mean, it's just the way, obviously, however, I've figured it out as I've gone along. Like at first, the people that I'll call the VIPs of the wedding, which are all the parents, all the grandparents, all the best man, maid of honor, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We ask them for the reviews, but I've learned you only ask once. That was because I asked and then I put it in a drip campaign. Big mistake. And I've learned that. And like vendors, same thing. I think we asked twice for vendors, but if they don't say anything, a special tag gets them so they don't they skip the whole sequence in the future. So it's not every fucking time you work with them. Yeah. Shit like that. I figured it out as I went.
Your face is exactly, I think it was June is when you turned that on, or May or April or something like that. I remember when he told me that. It was before a podcast episode. He's like, so I got this new idea. And I just implement it, and I'm just sitting there like, this could go either really well or really bad.
That's very true.
At DJC, Rich and I split up our track seminars, right? So he was listening to somebody else, and I was in yours. And I'm texting, and I'm like, yo, Erik gets like 20 reviews an event. Like, what the hell are we doing? And it's like, who the hell is getting reviews on it? I'm telling him, he's like,
right. Yeah, no, I mean, it has worked really good. As you saw on the numbers.
That's something, by the way, your seminar was great.
Thank you.
Look, we talk about, not only do we present at these, and we're going to try to find that goal too, right? I mean, try to find some inspiration, and it's tougher, right? I mean, for us back in the day, we almost gave up. We almost gave up on all of them, right? Like going to any of them. And then we started slowly finding, the people that will, okay, these are our people. And to this day, though, you go to a conference and you feel like half of them, like this isn't even the same business that we're in, right? Like, they're talking about how to do games better, and I don't know, man.
Sometimes.
No disrespect to anyone.
And honestly, sometimes when people get too much into the DJ part, I'm like, that's not really what I'm here for.
Or the gear part.
I don't care how to mix better. Like, sure, I'd like to yeah, sure. But like, I'm not trying to pay all this money for that. It's like, tell me how to make dollars.
But I'll tell you what, yours for me was that at DJC.
That's cool.
I was like, oh shit, that whole thing was great. Thank you for that. It was awesome.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah.
Makes me want to run 3 DJ companies from one chair.
Definitely the top 2 I heard reviews from were both of your guys's. I was in Moneyball, and then everybody was talking about yours, but I already knew that. So
yeah, Dom's AI tools also I heard a lot about.
Oh, well, Dom crushed it. Yeah, of course.
Wild.
Yeah.
Right?
See, everyone during
I wasn't in there. So.
The only seminars I heard amazing things from were on the day in the movie theater. there were a lot of seminars that I heard good things about in that, but like, of course, we were all the other ones. All the other ones are like super motivational and
sometimes motivational stuff.
Oh, God, I can't
it
do
screws me over because you know how like when you're watching a really maybe fucked up movie, if you laugh once, the rest of it is just you can't not laugh. Like Human Centipede. As soon as you laughed, the rest is so crazy. It's just funny the whole time. Well, that's how motivational shit is to me sometimes. If like they're like up there trying to get you to cry, and I'm like a crack of laugh, and it's all over.
I'm cynical like that too. I mean, we actually even preface most of our seminars by saying, look, if you came for the motivation, right?
Yeah, you guys said it. You're like, we're going to cut straight to the gold nuggets.
I love that.
Yeah, because I mean, I think you can't discount why people go to those things. And there's different motivations. I mean, and some people go to those things to get shook out of whatever doldrums they're in, or they want that inspiration. And so no disrespect to the people that go to those things for that, but like, I don't know, man. They become white noise for me. I feel like I've heard them all. Did you guys go to the DJC in Nashville? Were you guys in Nashville?
Yes. Yeah, we're there.
Yeah. So like, again, and
no disrespect.
I guess the chance of these people listening to this podcast are probably not great. But
it's
like,
pretty slim.
Glass orb to space one, right? They're talking about visualizing yourself on a glass orb going to space.
Oh my God!
I don't even remember this.
Not. I wouldn't even. I would have. No.
We use that as a joke in the office a lot. Like, okay, is this a glass orb going to space right now? Because you do not want to be in the glass orb.
Now, in the same breath, were you in Arizona? Or Scottsdale at DJC? So there's this dude named Jesse. Were you there?
No, I was not.
Well, he was motivational in some way, but it was like fucking gut wrenching in a good way. I was like all fucking ears. So sometimes it lands.
I was about to say, so this is back on my coaching right now. So I'm an action coaches are the coaching where I get business coaching. Brad Sugar's the owner. He's a billionaire, blah, blah. So he's got different courses in there that we can watch. And I've watched his 30X business. And then my coach had heavily pushed me. She's like, you're doing well. You need to watch 30X Life, 30X Wealth. Where basically he breaks down how to have a good life, how to have good wealth. And I'm like halfway through 30X Life. And one thing I like about, because life is all about motivation. Like, you know, it's all about how to aspire, set goals, blah, blah, blah. But he breaks it down with like formulas for life. Like dissatisfaction times this is minus this equals how you're going to change.
Is that on Blinkist?
No. Come
on, Blinkist.
But like he breaks down the different ways of motivation and like has like set formulas that if B times do equals have, that's like one of his formulas. It's like who you want to be times what you want to have or whatever. Be or do what you need to do equals what you'll have.
It sounds like I need to see it for myself. Because what you just said sounds...
I can send you a link.
Okay.
I can send you a link.
Because what you just said sounded stupid.
There's some meat behind that. If there's meat behind it, I mean, that's great. Like, I mean, we could all use some motivation as long as, for me, not that I'm cynical, because I'm look, we're a DJ. Like, we have to be creative. I'm not cynical about life at all. I love it. But I'm cynical about some of those things. But it sounds like, Rick, what you're talking about, at least that has some guts behind it, right? Some like,
yeah. Oh, he's got more to it, but I just relate better the fact that he broke it into a number sense because I'm a huge numbers person. I love to see numbers, and the fact that he like equated life to formulas and then put meaning and stuff behind it about how he did it and stuff like that made it way more impactful for motivating. So, and I feel like a lot of people that don't get the motivational shit are that way.
I guess I shouldn't talk too much smack about like the motivational things. I made all the leaders of our company buy 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And Rich thinks that was the stupidest thing ever. And anytime there's a metaphor about the way we spent money stupidly last year, it's like you made everybody buy the 7 Habits book.
That's a good book. That's a good book.
I like that book.
We're talking about this app called Blinkist all the time, and it's like on your phone. It's for audiobooks only. It's for self-help audiobooks only. Mm-hmm. And it summarizes the whole book into basically 20 minutes. And it's just the key. Oh my God. Talk about educational value. It's like $80 for a year. It's mind blowing. The shit
I've
you
heard
could
of that
learn.
too. Like everyone says that I've heard they do that. So it's like the info straight to your veins, right? So instead of like,
you can listen to
know,
20 books in a day. Like you could just
And
crank through.
And if you're really into one of them, like one of them like really hits you, then you go to
go
Audible
read
and
it.
listen to the whole book. Or you can read.
Spotify now.
Spotify's got books now?
Yeah, they added audiobooks recently.
Oh, shit. Didn't know that.
yeah, I don't know how live the chat is or if I'm behind on the app, but Kevin's asking on those live Zooms, do we actually sell? Kevin, the answer is yeah. I mean, so there's constant messaging on those about like, hey, I mean, I would say the crowd in those is about 50-50. We've actually done a consultation. They have a quote in hand, and 50 they haven't yet. But it is a closing tool. So, we are actively during the thing. I mean, Rich is always like behind the scenes, like closing deals and sending contracts, the whole thing, because they'll have been to a consultation with one of us, and then they see this thing and they're like, yes, and we want this DJ before they're gone. So yeah, we're conducting business behind the scenes during the
Just
show.
doing like individual Zoom chats with each person that wants to talk.
DM, yeah, or like we have a, our leadership email is open, and then we have the DMs, and then people are like, yep, before this happens, or before I lose this DJ, can we sign a contract right now? And Rich is back there sending contracts.
Yeah. It's like across the bottom of the screen. It's just like running across. It's like, call now to reserve your slot.
Yeah, I mean, there's less than subtle messaging. Like, hey, if you're liking what you're hearing right now, DM us. We'd love to, get you locked in and stuff like that.
Don't miss out on this DJ.
You just like put like single frame slides of a bride smiling and happy. It's like, wow, I feel like I would just be happy at my wedding.
Hey man, it's always be closing, right?
Always be closing.
Just have a pre-made ticker when you're showing each individual DJ that says like 12 spots available this year, and then like
one goes away.
1 minute, that's what I was like.
One like while you're reading it depletes.
Yeah, like 11 spots left, like pre-programmed.
Rich is amazing about like, while the DJ's playing, like, hey, and this person is super popular. And if you're trying to get married in 24 still, and you like this DJ, you better call right now. And
Right.
DMs start going off. Speaking of always be closing, now you guys are a little younger than me, but movie quotes is huge in our office. And the other day I was like, we were talking about some sales goal we had. And I'm like, yeah, look, first place is a Cadillac. Second place is a set of steak knives. Third place is you're fired. And no one got that quote. You guys know that? Glenn Ross?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Generational.
Sorry, dude. It sucks too because I'm a super movie buff. So that's embarrassing.
Boiler Room? You guys know Boiler Room?
No.
Need to do Wolf of Wall Street, and then we'll get it.
Okay, similar. Yeah. But if you like that, the two to put on your list is Glenn Ross and Boiler Room. Boiler Room, probably you guys like me. That's like early 2000s. A lot of hip hop in the movie. It's good.
Got you.
Cool.
Yeah, I like hustling movies. They get my blood flowing.
These are both that. And now that some of our leaders watch Boiler Room, now we're all quoting Boiler Room left and right.
I can watch Wolf of Wall Street literally any night of the week and not get bored.
Yeah, I'll leave it on if it's on, period.
It's funny, it's energetic, and it motivates the fuck out of me.
Not to mention the one scene that is pretty memorable with the one actress, I cannot remember her name.
What scene?
You see Margot Robbie's boobs.
Oh.
There it is.
I almost forgot that was even in the movie.
That's crazy to me. That's insane to me.
All I'm thinking about is all the cocaine scenes.
It's the penny. The first time he's in the penny stock,
that scene's like engraved in my brain when he's like on the phone, like, let me tell you, so this just came across my desk. It's the greatest things, and everybody's heads just start coming up.
How did you do that?
All right, if that's your scene, I'm telling you right now, Boiler Room is your movie. You got to go see this.
All right, I'll put it down.
Early Vin Diesel in it, like Vin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's great, and the whole movie is just like that.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know where it's streaming right now?
It was
just torrent it.
Just torrent it. I haven't done that in ages, bro.
Really?
It was on Netflix forever. But
I torrent shit all the time
somewhere.
Hey, once I had money to pay for streaming, I stopped torrenting.
I don't know. I'm like
you get satisfaction out of the.
I have like a movie hard drive, and I like to know I have
I used
it.
to.
For some reason, I just like load it up. It's very stacked.
I have a 2 terabyte full of movies somewhere. I think it's plugged into my Roku right now, actually. But like I stopped touring it in like junior or college.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, well, I think that's a good ending point. Movies, anyway. Go watch Boiler Room. That sounds. I'm going to go watch it. I'm excited. But yeah, we're a little after 10 o'clock. Thank you guys for tuning in, everyone listening live. I think this was an amazing podcast. I wrote down notes,
I knew it would be.
which is
knew it would be. So,
we already knew. Yes,
John, if someone listening had questions for you, how would they find you?
Yeah, email's good. jroach at rochesterdj.com. Our website's rochesterdj.com. Our consulting page is dobetterweddings.com.
So everyone go to their website and let's blow up their upcoming open house. We'll just have
You can
a
blow
bunch
up
of people.
Jordan Rakowitz, who's in the chat right now. She's our director of client experience. You can email her.
Awesome.
She takes care of us.
This is a good one.
This was a good one. Absolutely. So if you guys are currently watching this, you guys can listen to this whole entire thing in the car, wherever you're at, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. There's I can't even remember all the names of all the different things, but every podcast source out there, we're on it. So just search DJ Light Podcast and you get it. And if you guys are listening on one of those sources and you want to see some of our pretty faces on video, it's all on YouTube. So DJ Light Podcast, hit the subscribe button, like, comment down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see you guys next week. I believe we have Tori V on next week. So
hey boys, thanks for all you do for the industry. We appreciate it.
Yeah, John, thanks again.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming.
And everybody, Rich is coming. We'll announce that very soon. But Rich will be on here as well.
It'll be even better.
So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys. Good night. Good night.